What risk reward ratio do you need? Hi, it's Charlie giving you Saturday's video. So we're just going to push these charts over to here for the time being and get the pen up, because this is such a common question, and a lot of people know risk and reward, of course, but what risk to reward ratio do you need, and what are the implications of what I'm going to go through here? See if I can bring a box up. Oh, I wonder if this will work. And then I bring the pen up. Yeah, it looks like it. So if you've got for argument's sake, a 50% success rate, so we've got our win rate over here, So if you've got a 50% win rate, and then we've got your risk reward ratio over here, risk to reward. So if you've got a 50% win rate, then as a minimum, I should put minimum here. As a minimum, you need a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So if you were betting £1 or $1 on every trade, and you had 10 trades, and you were right 50% of those, it'd mean if you've got a risk to reward ratio of 1-to-1, it means you would make £5 or $5, and on the 5 trades that you were losing, you would lose $5. So it'd be flat. So you need a minimum of 1-to-1. So anything above 1-to-1, and you're making money to some degree or another. Now, if we go to, let's go higher. Let's take this to maybe 75%. So let's take this to a 75% success rate here. So if it's 75% success rate, we actually only need to be, as a minimum again, so anything above this, 0.3. So risking 1 to only make 0.31 or whatever, so something above 0.3, and you're making money. So you can have an inverted risk to reward ratio with a high win rate. And then the flip side of that is, let's take this to let's say a 33% success rate. Now with that, a 1-to-2, or minimum of 1-to-2, so it's got to be something over 1-to-2, and you're making money. Okay, so what we tend to find, or what I tend to find, is that the people who are looking at high win rate strategies are the ones who find trading more stressful. Not always, but a lot of traders are always looking to be right in the markets, and that's perfectly normal. It's a consequence of us being human, that we want to be right as much as possible. Now, and that's fine, and it's proven you can have a high win rate with an inverted risk to reward, and you can make money. The problem is that I find, in my experience, with the majority of traders who are looking for the holy grail of a high win rate strategy, is that they actually find trading more stressful than the traders who are down in this range, down here, with the lower win rate. Because these people are so focused on being right that they know that every time they're going to be wrong, they're going to lose 1 here, because they're only banking, let's say, 0.3 or 0.4. It's going to need to be above 0.3 to be making money. So let's say they're at 0.35 or 0.4, whatever it might be, the actual reward for the given risk. And so they actually, from a mindset perspective, end up spending so much of their time worrying about being right, because they have to sustain this high win rate in order to be making money. Now, the traders who are down here, who have the lower success rates, they tend to have accepted that they don't need to be right a lot of the time, provided that their risk to reward ratio is above, in this example here, 1-to-2. So it might be 1 to 2.2 or whatever, and then they're making money, aren't they? So they tend to not be so concerned about being right. They're just concerned about making sure they follow their process and that their average risk to reward is above a certain level. And normally what happens is the people down in this section down here tend to be, it's not always the case, but tend to be more experienced. A lot of the time I find with traders is that the more experienced traders, the more experience that traders get, they tend to not be so concerned about high win rates, and they're more interested in their overall profitability. I'm not saying that you can't be highly profitable with a high win rate, but for a lot of people, especially newer traders, they spend so much of their time worrying about being right about the market that then they have all the psychological issues of, oh, I've got to be right. I've got to, I need to make sure that this market is going to go in the direction that I think it's going to go, because they're focusing on the wrong things rather than focusing on, it doesn't matter about being right, provided your risk to reward is high enough that you can actually be right only a fraction of the time. Now, if you find this is affecting you, then you need to take a step back, because if you find yourself being so concerned about being right about market direction, then all you're doing is you're becoming a statistic yourself. You are like one of the many, millions of people all around the world who are thinking about the market in the wrong way, because your focus is on the wrong side of trading. Stop worrying about where the market might be going. We have to have analysis, of course, but don't worry about having that certainty. People want certainty in the market, and there isn't any certainty in the market. You're not going to get certainty. You have to thrive on uncertainty in the market. Thrive on it. Embrace it. Embrace the fact that we don't know where the market's going to go next. And anyone who tells you that they think they do know where the market's going next, that's a lie as well. Now, we can all have an opinion on the markets, and I have my opinions and my analysis and everything else. But I know I'm not going to be right all of the time, and I don't care about that. My brokers could tell you that I'm not right all of the time, and yet on my funds and on my trading, I still make money. And how do I end up still making money even if I'm not right all of the time? Well, it comes back down to win rate and risk to reward. So even if I've got a low win rate, or a win rate of, if I'm only right half the time, then it means I'm wrong half the time. But I embrace that, I accept it. I know that I can't possibly know what's going to happen next, and I embrace the uncertainty of what's going on. But I only need those high win rate or high risk reward ratio trades to come in here and there, and I'm making money. Now that's the way I approach it, and you can trade with a high win rate, but all I can say is I have to warn you that if you go down that path and you're obsessing about high win rate, more people than not end up getting that element wrong. Now, obviously, some people don't, and they're fine with it, and they get it right, and their mindset's good for it. But if we could take an overall survey of all traders around the world, you'd probably find that of all those people who are looking for high win rate strategies, they're looking at it for the wrong reason, because they want certainty. Not that they found actually a good pattern. They just want certainty, because why? They've not got any confidence in what they're doing. So we can get confidence in what we're doing by understanding risk and reward and win rate. And once we let go of worrying about being right, we can focus on the process of trading. And that's much more important, the process of trading, and us just delving into that and following our processes and our strategies. And then we know, well, I'm only going to be right a fixed percentage of the time. The rest of the time I'm losing. But it doesn't matter, because on the times that I'm right, I'm making more money than I'm losing. Okay? And so the people who tend to trade with the slightly lower success rates tend to be less stressed about the markets, ironically enough, as well. And on that note, I shall leave you with a quote even from George Soros, a multi-billionaire hedge fund manager. And he says, this is an old quote, he said, it's not whether you are right or wrong that's important, but how much money you make when you are right and how much you lose when you are wrong. I'll leave that with you to think about this week, but what you need to do is shed those chains of worry about being right and start thinking about being profitable. Take care for now. Enjoy your weekends.